Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Aditya. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Just a bit overwhelmed with assignment lately.
I see university life can be challenging, especially with so many learning activities. Speaking of which, what kind of learning activities do you find most effective here at Unpam?
Honestly, sir, I think group discussion are the most helpful. It's easier to understand the material when we exchange idea with friends.
That's a great point. Group discussion are indeed an excellent way to learn collaboratively. What about lectures or presentations? Do you find them useful?
Yes, sir. But sometimes lecture can feel monotone. If there's no interaction, I prefer it when lecture engage us with question or real life example.
I completely understand. Active participation makes learning more dynamic. That's why I try to include case studies or problem-solving sessions in my classes. Have you noticed any other learning methods we use at Unpam?
I think practical projects are very effective. For example, in my business class, we had to create a mock business proposal. It was challenging but taught us a lot.
Exactly. Practical tasks are designed to bridge theory and real-world applications. What about e-learning? How do you feel about online activities or using the learning management system?
It's convenient, sir, especially for accessing material and submitting assignment. But sometimes internet issue can be frustration during live online class.
That's a common challenge. We're trying to improve the infrastructure to make it smoother. Do you think self-study plays a big role in your learning here?
Definitely, sir, especially when we have reading assignment or need to prepare for quiz. But sometimes it's hard to stay motivated without a clear deadline.
That's where time management becomes crucial. Setting personal goals for your study session can help. Do you have any suggestion for improving learning activities at Unpam?
Maybe more interactive workshop or guest lecture from professional in the industry that would give you more practical insight.
That's an excellent suggestion. Aditya, I'll bring it up during the faculty meeting. Thank you for your input.
Yes, I like to discuss the quality of education and universities Pamulang.
That's a very relevant topic. What's your opinion about it?
I think Umpam provide affordable education, which is great. But sometimes I feel the quality could be enhanced in certain area.
That's an interesting observation. Can you elaborate on which areas you're referring to?
For example, will the lecture are knowledgeable? Some class feel too large for effective interaction.
Oh, I understand. Managing large classes is indeed challenging. Do you think smaller class sizes would help?
Absolutely. It will allow for more personalization, attention, and better discussion.
That's true. However, considering Unpam's large student body, implementing that might take time.
I see your point, sir. Maybe technology could help, like more online class or hybrid model.
That's an excellent suggestion. Digital tools can definitely enhance accessibility and interaction.
I also think more practical activity like workshop or internship would benefit students.
That's a valid point. Hands-on experience is crucial for preparing students for the real world.
Exactly, sir. Some programs already include internship, but they could be expanded to more departments.
I agree. Have you spoken to the student council about this idea?
Not yet, but I am considering it.
Well, you should. Proposals from students often carry weight because they reflect real experiences.
I will do that. Another aspect in infrastructure, some facility like classroom and lab could use upgrade.
Yes, I've heard similar feedback. Infrastructure development can take a lot of time, but it's definitely a priority.
Do you think the university is taking steps to address this issue?
From what I know, yes, Unpam is continuously working to improve, but progress is such area is gradual.
That reassuring to her. I just hope student voices are being heard in this process.
They are. Universities rely on student feedback to identify areas of improvement.
That's good to know. I always think increased extracurricular opportunity could help students grow.
Absolutely, extracurricular activities play a great role in developing soft skills and networking.
I've joined a few clubs, but I feel there could be more diversity in the type of activity offered.
That's a fair point. Are there specific activities or programs you'd like to see?
Maybe more cultural exchange program or leadership training workshop.
Those are fantastic ideas. Have you thought about proposing them formally?
Not yet, but I will. Do you think we will receive?
Well, if presented properly, definitely. The university is usually open to initiatives from the students that benefit students.
Oh, that motivating to her, sir. One last thing, what do you personally think about Umpam education system?
I believe UNPAM has a solid foundation, especially in making education accessible. However, there is always room for improvement, particularly in innovation and research.
That's true. Research opportunities seem limited.
Yes, and that's an area the university is starting to focus more on. Encouraging students to engage in research is crucial.
I'd love to be part of that. Are there any ongoing program I could join?
There are some research groups and collaborations. I can connect you with the right people if you're interested.
Oh, that will be amazing, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a great to see students like you taking an active interest in improving the university.
I just want to make the most of my time here and contribute where I can.
That's the right attitude. Remember, change starts with small steps.
I will keep that in mind, sir. Thank you for your guidance.
Anytime, let me know if you need help with anything else.
I will, sir. Thank you again.
Take care and good luck with your ideas.
Thank you, sir, for listening. It's good to know that your feedback matter.
Always, Aditya, your learning experience is our priority. Let's continue working together to make it even better.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You too, keep up the good work.
Terima kasih, Pak.
Ya, istirahat dulu ya, di pause.
Iya, Pak.
Oke. Taruh. Aduh.
Record. Good afternoon, Mr. Arif. Do you have a moment to discuss something?
Good afternoon, Zaini. Sure, please come in. What's on your mind?
That's you, sure. I would like to ask about the project we are working on for your class. I'm feeling a bit unsure about the direction I'm taking.
Oh, I see. Which part of the project are you struggling with? Is it the topic, the structure, or the content?
It's mainly about the topic. I chose the impact of technology of education, but I am not sure if it's specific enough of or if I am addressing it correctly.
That's a broad topic, but it's a good start. Have you narrowed it down to a particular aspect? For example, are you focusing on online learning, digital tools in classroom, or something else?
I was thinking about online learning, especially how it affects students' motivation and engagement. Do you think that's a good focus?
Yes, that's an excellent angle. It's both relevant and timely. However, you need to clearly define your scope. Are you focusing on primary schools, universities, or both?
I think I will focus on university students as it's something I can relate to and possibly gather data for.
That's a wise choice. Have you started gathering information or conducting research yet?
I have found a few journal article and some online survey, but I am not sure if I'm analyzing them correctly.
It's good that you have started. When analyzing, make sure to look at the methodology of the studies you're referencing. Are the findings applicable to your focus on university students?
That's a great point. I will review the article again with that in mind. Also, do you think I should include my own survey or interview?
Well, if you have the time and resources, conducting your own survey or interviews would add a lot of value to your project. It would also demonstrate your initiative and critical thinking.
All right, I will try to design a short survey. Do you have any advice on how to create effective question?
Well, keep your questions clear and conscious. Use a mix of multiple choices and open-ended questions to gather both quantitative and qualitative data. And remember to avoid leading questions.
Understood. I will draft the question and share them with you feedback if that's okay.
Of course, I'd be happy to review them. Anything else you'd like me to discuss?
Yes, one more thing. How should I structure my final report?
Start with an introduction that outlines your topic, objectives, and scope, and then move on to literature review, your methodology, findings, discussion, and conclusions. Don't forget to include references.
That sounds clear. Thank you so much for your guidance, sir.
You're welcome, Zaini. You're on the right. Keep up the work. Let me know if you need further help.
Sure, I just throw off another concern regarding the survey. How many respondents would be ideal for this kind of project?
Good question. For a class project, you don't need a very large sample. Around 20 or 30 respondents will be sufficient. As long as you ensure diversity in their background, you to get varied perspectives.
That makes sense. Should I focus more on students from our university, or is it better to include students from other universities as well?
Yeah, it's fine to focus on students from our university, especially if it's more practical for you. However, if you can include a few from other universities, it would enhance the generalizability of your findings.
I will try to reach out to some of my friends from other campus. Also about the analysis part, should I rely more on statistic or is qualitative feedback equally important?
Um,
Both are.
Both are important. Use statistics to identify trends or patterns in your data, and qualitative feedback to provide depth and context to those trends. For example, if many students say they feel less motivated during online learning, a quote from one of the respondents could illustrate the issue more vividly.
I see, that's really helpful. I was also wondering how detailed does the discussion section need to be?
The discussion section should not only summarize your findings but also relate them to the existing literature. Compare your results with those from previous studies and explain any similarities or difference. It's also a good place to mention limitations and suggest further research directions.
Oh, I hadn't thought about including limitation. Could you give an example of a limitation for my project?
Sure. For instance, if most of your respondents are from the same university, that could limit the generalizability of your results. Or if your survey is conducted online, it might not capture the perspectives of students who are less engaged with digital tools.
But that's something I will keep in mind. By the way, sure, I have been considering added some visual element like graphs or cards. Would that be improved?
Absolutely. Visuals like graphs, tables, and charts can make your report more engaging and easier to understand. Just ensure they are clear, labeled properly, and directly relevant to your discussion.
Understood. I will make sure to include the where needed. Lastly, I want to ask, do you have any tips on how to improve my presentation skills for when I defend this project?
Certainly, practice is key. Rehearse your presentation multiple times to get comfortable with the flow. Focus on speaking clearly and confidently, and don't overload your slides with text. Use bulleted points and visuals to highlight your main points.
I will practice a lot, sure. Should I prepare for potential question during the defense?
Yes, that's a great idea. Think about possible questions your audience might ask and prepare your answers in advance. It will show that you have truly understood your topics.
Sure. One more things I'm curious about. That's the best way to handle conflicting data. For example, if my survey results don't align with that I find in the literature.
That's a great question, Zaini. If you encounter conflicting data, it's important to acknowledge it in your discussion. You can explain possible reasons for the differences, such as variations in sample groups, methodologies, or even cultural contexts.
So instead of avoiding